Hi, everybody, and welcome to Miche Talk.
Miche Talk.
Today we are in my home.
We are in her beautiful home.
Sunny Southern California. You can see the sun creeping in as we speak.
And meanwhile, it's minus 12 on the East Coast. So
yeah, it's minus 12.
I get why you people do this.
Is that why you came?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just decided to get some sun rays. So what was the temperature today at your house?
No, I believe it was, last night it got down to minus 12 degrees.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's not wind chill. That's the real deal, people.
So you couldn't have your breakfast outside like you did this morning, could you?
We had breakfast on her back porch. It was awesome.
I'm sorry, everyone. It's January, by the way. I don't know when you're watching this,
that's
but
true.
It's late January.
Yes.
So anyway, we're here today with this guy. I think his name is Peter Eldridge. He, you know him, of course, from New York Voices. We know and love New York Voices. I know I love New York Voices, and you do too. You may know, and you may not know, some of you may not know that he is a busy songwriter and solo artist also. And he's here because he and his bass playing associate, Matt Aronoff, are on tour up and down the West Coast. And they did a gig last night at Vitello's that was lovely. It was awesome. Peter is a beautiful songwriter, and we're here to talk to him about fashion.
Anything that has fashion. Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, that's my thing.
That's why we want to talk to you about
That's why I'm here. Yep,
yeah.
That's,
right.
Obviously, LA has rubbed off.
Loved your gig last night.
Thank you, honey.
It's fabulous.
Thanks.
Really.
Thanks. Well, I think it's really become a thing, you know. For me, it took a while because I'm so used to one being part of New York Voices, which is, you know, 4 of us and a rhythm section or whoever we're playing with. And then when I've done my solo gigs, it's been at least a quartet, if not a quintet. So the idea of going to just 2 people, me playing and singing an occasional, playing a box or playing a piece of plywood.
And he's speaking literally. We're talking a box like a FedEx box,
or
cardboard box. Some canned goods came in, or whatever.
Or a case of wine.
He plays that.
Yes, and Matt Aronoff, who plays bass and also uses his bass as a percussion instrument at times, sings a little bit. So to strip the whole entity of a musical experience down to just those elements it was challenging at first, and it took me a minute to go, is this really enough? Does this sound like a whole band? And I really think it does now. I like how sparse and intimate and kind of vulnerable the whole thing is.
You two sound so beautifully in symbiosis, like you're just, you know, it wouldn't work if you weren't fantastically in tune with each other and well rehearsed. And you know, there's a great deal of delicacy that I heard in so many of the songs, and that both of you just bring a really intimate sensitivity to it. And
well, he's a really special player, special person. His intonation is, you know, for a bass player, I think just really impeccable, you know, and that's not always the case. And I just, we I don't know, we met as sort of apartment mates, and it grew into a real band. So did we say it's the name of the band is Foolish Hearts, and we actually just before we came out west we spent 2 days recording a new project outside of the city with Ben Wittman. So it was a trio setting, and I mean,
did he play box?
He did not. No. I think I might overdub a little box on a couple of tunes or plywood, but Ben was not doing full kit most of the time. He was doing sort of a hybrid mix of percussion and drum kit. So so it's once again to try to keep that intimacy there and not just have it be, you know, full kit. He was very respectful. He's like, I really love what you guys do as a duo, so I'm just going to kind of ease my way and add colors, percussion wise and stuff, into what you guys are doing.
Wow, I can't wait to hear that. But
I think it's going to be cool. Yeah.
Is that available yet?
Not yet. I mean, depending on when this gets up and running, you know, I'm hoping maybe by the end of this year, probably. Because it was either we recorded those 2 days, we were almost going to postpone it, but I thought, well, if we don't do these 2 days, I am not anywhere near free until June. So with life.
That pesky New York Voices, you mean?
Pesky New York Voices, and Berklee now, and Western Michigan University, and just I am it is a full throttle
You're a busy
existence.
bee.
Yeah.
Yet
but-
you have time for breakfast on the patio. And
Well, who would not want to make time for breakfast on Mich Talk on Michele's patio? Well, I mean, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up anyone's whatever, but I mean, she's a goddess, and if you're watching this, you must know that because you're drawn to all that is.
Yes, the halo and
the
and
the hair and the
hair.
vibe and just that valley girl deep down that Michele is. So.
Yes, well,
I've been a fan.
enough about me.
I've been a fan of Michele forever, and Michele Weir is I think perhaps the only outside arranger that New York Voices has recorded. We did her arrangement of "O Come All Ye Faithful" on our Christmas album that came out this past year, and we were just so thrilled to be able to, which was originally sung really well by Beachfront Property.
Yes, it was.
They did a lovely job on it, so we just wanted to. I always just loved that arrangement so much, so we wanted to kind of give it a try as well.
And you did it so beautifully. Also, I was completely thrilled and tickled and honored and crying.
Oh,
literally.
Cool. Oh.
When I found out you were going
to
that's sing
awesome.
and record it.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah. So let's hear more about you.
Okay.
Enough about me. Let's hear about your music.
I don't think either of us like to talk about ourselves a whole lot. So
no, but you kind of have to. Because,
okay. All right. I'll be good.
You're the guest.
Okay.
So you sounds like you've sort of got two primary musical, three really. You've got a teaching thing going, but you've got as a performer, you've got obviously New York Voices that is still working a tremendous amount. Touring.
We have our like anything, it ebbs and flows, and we have busy seasons, and then we'll be like, wow, I wish we were busier, and but it's we just hit 25 years. We just kind of completed our 25th anniversary, and it is still very, it is a working band, which is nice, after all these years to still be a real working band. We have a really busy spring ahead, and work is great, and I know, a lot of people would like to be working more, so you have to be grateful for that opportunity that we are still out there and doing it for sure.
I've heard you quite a few times, of course, over the years, which has been great. And it's so different every time. You really do different shows, from you. I mean, like, how often does your set of current music change?
We try to change it quite a bit. I mean, the flip side of never really having a hit, because we've never really had, like the Manhattan Transfer have had their hits, and we never really had that big tune. We've had some tunes that certainly resonate, the sings and the stuff like that, but we've never had a tune that if we don't go out and do it, people will be mad. You know what I mean? And so that frees us up to to change things up, and we tend to stay with similar repertoire for a few months at a time, but we're all really chomping at the bit to work up some new things, and we have
currently.
Yeah, we're all, but with our schedules, which are not for the squeamish, and Kim's in Ohio now, and I'm up in New England now, and we're all spread out.
And Lauren's out
of Long Island, Darren's in New Jersey.
All right,
so we're not. It's not easy for us to get together anymore, and so we just. We'll rehearse in hotel rooms on the road, or we'll all learn stuff on our own beforehand and try things at sound check for gigs, and then we'll go, do we want to give this a try? And then we'll go, yeah, let's give this a try tonight. And it usually takes a couple of performances to kind of go, okay, all right, this will be fun. But I think what we're planning on doing in May is gathering in New York for a few days and just locking ourselves into a rehearsal space and working up a bunch of new stuff.
And how often does that happen these days?
Almost never. Yeah, yeah. It just life and schedules, and it's you do what you can do. Yeah.
Well, it's quite a testament to each of you as strong musicians and musical people to be able to learn the music, come together, run it a couple of times backstage or whatever, and then go sing it and have it sound like something that's...
I think, yeah, it used to be, I mean, believe me, we definitely have put in our time of togetherness, over the years, but But anymore, it's on the individual to learn their stuff on their own. And because, like I said, we're just, because time is not at any kind of, time is at such a minimum, that it's more on each of us to get it together. Yeah.
What were some of your favorite experiences from your tenure with New York Voices?
Oh,
like just thinking back, performances or people
gosh.
throwing money at the stage.
Boy, well, that gets kind of old. But no, I remember, well, the first, what they say. I mean, the first Carnegie Hall, we've been there so much. No, but I mean, but we've been there a couple times. But the first one was us and Take Six. And I think both groups had just kind of gotten going. And that was just crazy exciting. We really thought we were going to be walking out in front of their audience and kind of like people would be like, that's nice. Can we get the next band?
Were you opening for them, or?
I mean, I think it was. I don't know. I think it was technically a double bill, but maybe we were. And but it was absolutely not the case. I mean, people. I think the first album had started getting some. Back in the day when there was radio playing stuff, both the jazz stations and the kind of the contemporary jazz stations were both picking songs from that first album and playing them quite a bit, and so there was a buzz, and so it wasn't just people there to see Take Six. I think people were very curious about both groups. At least it felt that way, and so it was just crazy exciting. There was just no doubt about it. It really felt like, wow, what do you know? Maybe
what is better than this? Right?
Kind of, yeah, and maybe this really is a legitimate band, and maybe we are gonna have a life, and
What era was that? Was Lauren in the group yet?
No, that was that was Caprice and Sarah. Caprice Fox, Sarah Krieger, and that was the original five, and the first album I think had really come out a few months prior, and so it felt like a launching of sorts, definitely for us, but I think really for both groups, and they're amazing. Take Six is unbelievable, of course. So so that was a big night, and that's why I would say to anybody, perform as much and as often, and if the gigs are crappy, it doesn't matter. It's just getting out there and discovering what you do live is so important, and it makes you, if you go, wow, never do that again, or wow, that really worked and that surprised me. I tried a tune out that I wasn't sure about, and boy, they really loved that one. Or and we all still do that. It doesn't go away, unless you're really established and people just want to hear you do your hits. But for pretty much everybody anymore, it's still like, gosh, I hope this resonates with people. But if you feel really passionate about it,
I love that.
So important, because if you don't, people are going to be like, okay, nice, good for you, next, But if you're just really feeling, even if it's something that could, some people could consider heady or too outside the box or too sophisticated, whatever. If you are just inside that, people go, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon too.
So everybody be sure to check out, of course, NewYorkVoices.com and PeterEldridge.com.
And FoolishHeartsMusic.com.
And FoolishHeartsMusic.com to, are there sample clips up yet?
There will be. Right? I think there's some stuff on the website, but but there will be. I'm redesigning.
So Peter.
Yes, Michele.
Would you like to sing a song for us?
Oh, sure.
Or sing and play, or
sure,
something?
whatever you'd like. I can give it a go. I'll give it a go.
That'd be great. I don't see a piano or anything right here, so let's move.
Okay.
Let's move to another room. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
All right. And here is Mr. Peter Eldridge.
Thanks. A little number called Full Grown Man. It goes a little something like this. Full-grown man on the playground. Another full-grown man on the playground. man on the playground, pushing and shoving on the playground. Some things you never get past, some things just last and last. Yeah, we may be older, but all the rules remain. We're still playing all of the same games, and it's still cops and robbers, still who's the most popular, still who's gonna rise above the crowd. It's getting hotter on this teeter-totter. We are our parents' sons and daughters. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Full-grown man on the playground, another full-grown man on the playground. Full-grown man on the playground, kicking and screaming on the playground. And jealousy still rears its ugly head, and you still got to be told to make your bed. Say, what's that secret she just said? How come they picked him instead? Well, I guess he's got what I ain't got, and how he wants what that guy has got, but he's just using her to get ahead. And that one's feeling so left out, her she can't shake off her doubt, but nothing touches that one over there. Full-grown man on the playground, another full-grown man on the playground. Full-grown man on the playground, kicking and screaming on the playground. Oh, you're such a big boy now, and yet you still don't know quite how to live, and let live, and let live, and let live. Yeah, you're such a big boy now, and yet you still don't know quite how to live, and let live, and let live, and let live. Yeah, you're such a big boy now, and yet you still don't know quite how to live, and let live, and let live. Just another full-grown man, another full-grown man, another full-grown man.